This is the tale of Trigger, or what happens to your rock band if you're signed to Casablanca and you're not Kiss. Trigger was originally a five-piece band put together by drummer Derek Remington and keyboardist Tom Ayers, who were playing in cover bands along the Jersey Shore. They wanted to do something that wasn't just covers, but that's what was popular. Bands with a lot of original materials just didn't get the gigs. Tom and Derek recruited guitarists Richie House and Jim Dugan, as well as bassist Tom Nigra, and they began writing and rehearsing original material. They were pretty popular. They played regularly in various clubs along the shore, and they even made a commercial that I have a link for on the website. It's actually pretty cool. Then Tom left Trigger to play in a band with Steve Knight from Mountain. Deciding not to replace their keyboardist, four-piece Trigger then put out a shittily recorded self-release called Trigger Treat. There's a lot wrong with this record. The songs are anemic and sort of all over the place. We're the Coral Reefer Band. Now we're Grand Funk. Now we're the Doobie Brothers. Here's our Slade impersonation. The drums sound like a little kid's playset. The vocals may as well have been recorded in a cave, and I don't know who or what to blame for the guitar sound. What is interesting is the song Somebody Like You. It's buried in the middle of the 1975 record, but a harder version of it opens up their 1978 Casablanca release. I heard the 75 version after hearing the 78 version, and as different as they are, I like them both. But I like the raspberries. Trigger Treat got some local airplay and helped get them some more gigs. It also helped Richie House start a conversation with Corky Stasiak. At the time, Stasiak was working as an engineer at the Record Plant Studios with Dennis Ferrenti. Between the two, their roster included Lou Reed, Kiss, Alice Cooper, Aerosmith, the Raspberries. Anyway, working with Corky and Dennis's production company, Trigger began narrowing their musical focus. They had spent a lot of time doing covers to keep the Jersey Shore club owners and patrons happy. So it is understandable that finding their own sound was a little difficult. Having two sets of experienced ears only benefited Trigger. And now, armed with new and better demos, Corky and Dennis flew to LA. And they got the band a deal with Casablanca Records. Casablanca was run by Larry Harris and Neil Bogart. Neil and Larry cut their teeth at Buddha, a label known for singles, mostly bubblegum. Yummy, 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 Simon Says, Green Tambourine, The Rapper, Brother Louie, all Buddha hits before Bogart and Harris left in 1974. Bogart's reputation was based on knowing what was going to be a hit, and he was good at it. His confidence and bravado were fueled by experience, ego, and massive amounts of cocaine. But the biggest names at Casablanca, Parliament and Kiss, weren't doing a whole lot in the charts, and as early as 1975, Casablanca started hemorrhaging money. But that didn't stop the over-the-top culture that was synonymous with the label. Bogart was the one who thought building a levitating mothership for George Clinton's concert entrances was a really good idea. I mean, long term, sure it was. And one of the motherships has been in the Smithsonian since 2011. But financially, that was questionable. A cash-strapped Casablanca had to get a $1 million loan to have it made. To put that in perspective, it's just over $6 million in 2026. Kiss's first couple of Casablanca releases didn't do much to pay the company bills either. But because of their live shows, the Kiss army was growing, and Bogart had zero problem investing in the theatrics. Flash paper and elevated drum riser that threw sparks. Ace's guitar would burst into flames during solos. Gene was spitting blood and breathing fire, and there were explosions everywhere. At the time, no one saw anything like it, and it fueled Kiss's reputation. It was the 1975 Kiss Alive that helped salvage Casablanca's bottom line. A couple months later, the label signed a popular Euro disco singer named Donna Summer. Bogart's decision was based on one song, a song he couldn't stop playing. The Giorgio Moroder produced Love to Love. But being Neil Bogart, he had to add his over-the-top touch. So he had Moroder mix a longer 16-minute version, which Casablanca then distributed to club DJs. This version, now renamed Love to Love You Baby, is considered the first disco 12-inch. Radio stations got the much shorter 3-minute version, but that was enough. In early 1976, the song went to number 2 and sealed Donna Summer's legacy as the Queen of Disco. Then in 1977, Robert Stigwood's Saturday Night Fever came out, and we all know what happened. Not to be outdone, Bogart created Casablanca Filmworks and followed the Bee Gees-filled Fever into the theaters with his own disco movie, Thank God It's Friday, soundtrack first. While not as big of a cultural influence as Saturday Night Fever, Thank God It's Friday would eventually earn a Grammy and an Oscar for Donna Summer's song Last Dance. It is into this 1977 cocaine-fueled, bigger is better, disco-driven PR machine that our young rock lads from New Jersey were greeted and then forgotten. Would the record have charted with some backing? No. I mean, even at their best, and these are some fine musicians, their experience playing covers leaves them sounding like a lot of other bands. A lot of the time. The reworked Somebody Like You and Don't Stop Your Love have the Raspberries footprint all over them. Rockin' Across the USA borrows from Dave Edmunds' I Knew the Bride, and Deadly Weapon and Gimme Your Love might as well be Aerosmith covers. And if you don't believe me, listen to Gimme Your Love and then listen to Walk This Way and tell me what you think. It's not a terrible record, but a consistently money-troubled Casablanca knew that they had to support their disco golden goose, even as the genre was in the middle of its death throes. Trigger went home and basically picked up where they left off, playing clubs along the Jersey Shore. Their lineup changed over the years, and they even added a female singer in the early 80s when Pat Benatar was popular. But their glory days, if you want to call them that, were behind them. Jimmy Dugan passed away in 2001 and Tom Nigra 10 years later. In 2025, Trigger's last 2 original members, Derek Remington and Richie House, released Second Round, which featured the material Casablanca never put out. Remington also wrote a book about the whole experience called When the Last Song Ends. The tale of Trigger really reads like a Thomas Hardy novel. Before Casablanca even signed the bands, Atlantic Records then publicist John Collidner saw a Trigger show and wasn't impressed. The following day, he spotted a demo tape in Jerry Greenberg's outbox labeled Trigger. Wondering if he was a little too harsh, Collidner decided to give it a listen. But it wasn't that Trigger. It was a rough cut of a song called Feels Like the First Time. Atlantic signed that band and then changed their name to Foreigner. You should be able to find Trigger's Casablanca release in the cheaps. The other 2 were self-released and might be easier to find in New Jersey and New York. I have links to all 3 and some other stuff at bandsofthelost.com. If you'd like to hear about other records you may or may not have had back in the day, you can subscribe to Bands of the Lost YouTube channel or check us out at bandsofthelost.com. Happy digging.